Balloon Beats.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined tonight for the Yankees postgame by the man himself, Paraski Vizina Fontos. How are we doing tonight, Para?
Do you really want to ask me how I'm doing tonight, Patrick?
Well, I did ask you, so I'd like to know, I guess.
I'm That was a terrible performance by the Yankees tonight.
Good way of describing it. Good way of describing it. Before we get into anything that we saw tonight from the Yankees, or lack thereof, shout out to everybody currently in the chat. Let's take attendance/roll call. You guys know the deal. We got Spades, Lori, Damian, Amy. There goes Para. Yankee fan for life, KG Baseball. We got Joseph, LA Yankee King, Dariel, Felix, Jake, Eduardo. Who else we got? We got Yankees highlights, Andrew, Justin King, Sean, Ed King. Ed King is a legend. Appreciate you, Ed King. We also got Austin Lugo, FJ. John, I appreciate everybody for stopping by tonight, despite the brutal loss this evening. Now, let me start off by saying this before we get into the box score. It's not the loss itself that I'm kind of concerned about. It's Corey Kluber. Before we get into anything, let's just say Corey Kluber left the game, I believe, after 3 innings with right shoulder tightness. Same injury that kind of put him on the shelf for the entirety of last season. However, he did say after the game that it's not really the same as his shoulder tightness from last year. And the test that they did in-game didn't really concern the Yankees too much. But he is getting an MRI tonight, so we should know more information about him tomorrow. But either way, like, this is still not what you want to see, like, especially the start after a no-hitter.
And I'm pretty sure that right now I just see a Brian Hoke tweet that Kluber stated that his arm felt a little bit heavy.
Yeah.
So realistically, I hope it's nothing serious because right now he's coming off a no-hitter. So I'm still assuming his arm still hasn't recuperated in about a week. So it usually tends to happen to pitchers that throw no-hitters or perfect games. They go into their next start and they don't perform.
Listen, I would have been fine if he kind of just went out there tonight and gave up like 5 in like 6 innings, right? And we didn't have like any injury concerns. Injury concerns for Kluber right now is kind of the worst thing possible. But like we said, hopefully it's maybe a little bit fatigue. I don't know. Hopefully it's nothing serious. But let's break down the box score from this evening. It was nothing too special for the Yankees offensively. Luke Voit, as the leadoff hitter, went 1 for 4 this evening. Still batting under 200. Not concerned about him at all. Gleyber Torres, red hot Gleyber Torres, went 0 for 4. Aaron Judge, 1 for 3, continues putting up solid numbers this season. It's kind of ridiculous how low-key of like an MVP-like year he's having this season. But Gio, 1 for 4. Gary went 0 for 4. Perry, you didn't have a good day at the plate today. But Rougned Odor, 0 for 3. Clint, another multi-hit game for Clint, though, 2 for 4. He's slow. His average is slowly creeping up there now. He's got that 183 average, 629 OPS. He's actually been a little bit worse than Gary, but he's been better than Rougned Odor so far this season. So there you go. But Kalagashioka kind of broke out of his slump. 2 for 4, second multi-hit game for the Yankees. And then Brett Gardner, 0 for 3 at the bottom of the order. If we're kind of looking at Yeah, no, like he's been kind of good lately. I'll give him that, but like this is not what you want to see from him. But listen, if we're talking about the pitching side of things, like we mentioned, Corey Kluber did only go 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, 3 walks. Based on the walks, you could kind of tell that he didn't have it tonight. Just wasn't really comfortable on the mound. But Michael King came in after him, 3 pretty solid innings. Just gave up that solo shot to, I believe, Gurriel, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And then Litke came in for an inning of work, gave up 2 runs, but neither of them were earned, 2 Ks. Then Luis Cessa, clean inning of work, and then Justin Wilson came in to wrap things up in the 9th and gave up a run himself. So, Parra, I think the bottom line, this was just not a good game for the Yankees.
Let's be honest. The Blue Jays, when it comes to winning games, it's mostly their offense doing the work. In the last couple of games, their pitching has been atrocious. I mean, Steven Matz is 5-2, and he came into this game with a 4.69 ERA. But deep down, they made him look like a Cy Young candidate in this game. It took them 115 pitches and 7 innings just to score their first run of the game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, let's pull up Matz's line from tonight. He went 6 2/3, gave up 1 earned run, 10 Ks, and that 1 earned run did come at the tail end of the start, like you mentioned, when he had like 115 pitches almost. So the fact that the Yankees couldn't get to Steven Matz is so odd, because this isn't a guy that's kind of dominated so far this season, right? Like we could see, he has a +4 ERA. It's kind of crazy. But they just couldn't get the job done today against Matz. And it's another one of those things where we talked about this previously. The Yankees always seem to get to the good pitchers, but then when they face mediocre to bad pitchers, they just can't figure them out.
Yeah, it sucks, honestly, because you always go. The Yankees came off this hot road stand where I believe they what? How many games did they win? 16. They won 16 for 5 in that road stand.
16 for 5.
How many games
They
did
didn't
they
have a 21-game road trip.
Oh my god, I'm losing. There's something.
I believe they went. They won 2 out of 3 in Tampa. Then they won 2 out of 3 in Baltimore, and then 3 out of 4 in Texas. So they went 4, 7, and 3, right? Yeah, 7 and 3.
Yeah.
There you go. 16 and 5.
Mistake.
That's close. But no, the Yankees, they have won, I believe, 10 straight series. And today kind of ended their 6-game win streak. You know who else's win streak ended tonight? Tampa Bay Rays. They had an 11-game win streak on got ended by the Royals. Unhinged KC coming at you. But we got MYY recaps in the chat. Shout out to Derek. Derek, you are a legend.
What's up, Derek?
Everyone, stay tuned. 643DP will be on Derek's channel tomorrow. We'll be going live on there at 6:30. Gonna be fun. Let's see. FJ says Severino is good, but he is fresh off of Tommy John surgery. Depends how long it takes Sevy to readjust. Now, this is an interesting situation. Let's just say, hypothetically, Corey Kluber has to miss like a significant period of time, which I hope he doesn't have to. But let's kind of think down the road if he does. I really hope the Yankees don't look at Luis Severino as kind of the guy who's going to fill Kluber's shoes.
No,
that would be so annoying for them to bank on him coming back and kind of filling that number 2 role in the rotation. Just because, bro, like you're not going to fill Kluber's shoes with a guy who hasn't pitched in 2 years. And it's impossible to kind of expect that from Sevy, right?
Yeah, with Tommy John surgery, for example, look at Noah Syndergaard. After 1 inning pitch in his simulated game today, he was taken out because he was feeling right soreness in his arm.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You can't rush a guy. You can't rush him back at all.
But listen, Barry, I want to bring up one thing from tonight. One guy who was one of the only few who stood out on offense, and that's Clint Frazier. Love Clint Frazier. For the second straight game, he does have a multi-hit night. Video was published on the channel today about kind of the Yankees left field battle right now between Clint and Miggy, and kind of who we think is going to capture that left field spot. And right now, I think Clint is in the lead, right? Especially now that after these 2 multi-hit games, I think if Clint can keep this up, he definitely seems more confident at the plate, right? If he can keep this up, I guess, let's say for the next month or so, I think the Yankees will be much higher on him, clearly, than they have been earlier in the season as he struggled so much.
Yeah. The thing with Clint is, didn't Boone mention him possibly playing center field and him mentioning that Frazier's excited? So, honestly, if the more opportunities you give this kid, it's going to build his confidence back, and then we're going to see that hot bat. Because honestly, I don't care if Clint hits a home run every single at bat. I just want to see singles, doubles. I just want to see runs being scored, and he's actually producing. He's been
Yeah,
ever since he's been back in the lineup after the neck stiffness. He's been on a tear. So I know it's just 2 or 3 games in, but still, you have to build confidence in your players, especially like him and all your young guys. So when you build
no,
confidence in them, they're gonna produce.
I like that power. But like, and that's always the thing. I feel like they never really gave Clint the ability to get confident in where he is, right? Because I mentioned this so often, but I think it's mind-boggling. Clint Frazier was the Yankees starting left fielder going into the season, right? I think he struggled maybe he was solid the first 3 or 4 games of the season, then went on like a 3-game kind of stretch where he looked terrible. They benched him for 2 games after that. And since that 2-game benching, he was never the same. That's just something that you can't do for a young player's confidence. That probably put his confidence in the gutter. So maybe
Yeah.
now if Clint can once again keep getting consistent at bats and playing the way he is, maybe that confidence comes back. He already looks more comfortable at the plate. And yeah, I mean, we know how important he is to the Yankees lineup simply because you bat him 7th, and he becomes such an X factor down there just because of how bad the bottom of the Yankees order has been, right?
Yeah. Personally, I would prefer him batting ninth because when you have, for example, DJ or whoever's leading off, if he's on double, you can guarantee he's going to score that run in. So I like,
Yeah, yeah. I kind of like Gardner 9, just because I think that's kind of the best fit for him. I know the Yankees like Gardner like 2 or 3 sometimes, but it's ludicrous. Like I would never put Gardner there. But another guy who I guess we can kind of hype up as to coming around with the bat a little bit tonight was Kawagashioka, right? Only the only other Yankee in tonight's lineup to
yeah.
kind of have a multi-hit game. But I think we've kind of seen him struggle heavily with the bat since he's kind of been named like I don't want to say starting catcher, but the catcher who's going to get a lot of playing time. And I guess him turning around with the bat is a good sign to see, right? Because we don't necessarily expect a lot of offense out of Higgy, but if he could provide offense like he provided tonight, that's exactly what you're looking for.
The thing with Higgy's, like you said, we don't know what we're going to get out of him. I personally, imagine if we had Higgy's defensive skills with Gary's at bat in the past and mixed the two together.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we're talking like 2016, 2017, Gary, you're talking like a ridiculous catch. Like, bro, we're talking like a beast.
Yeah,
But we
that's what
clearly
we
don't
like.
have
But
that.
that's the thing. We have one catcher who gets good defensively and one whose offense is not really consistent. So personally, Higashioka has grown on me the last couple years.
Same. No, he
So
definitely has. I remember going into last season, we kind of viewed Kawagashioka as like third string catcher. Like, bro, he's trash. We don't want to see him at any point. And now he's kind of getting to the point where it's like, I trust Kawagashioka catching in a big game. I do think his defense is a little bit overrated. I'm not going to lie to you. There is some cases where we're like, yo, Higgy, what are you doing? But I think at the end of the day, he's still a solid catcher. He clearly has very good relationships with Cole and Kluber. I will say this, though. Like I mentioned, let's say hypothetically Kluber has to miss a significant amount of time, right? I think since Higgy has kind of been Kluber's personal catcher as well, I think you take those starts that he would usually make with Kluber and you make Higgy Tyone's personal catcher. I'd like to see that duo. Maybe it helps out Tyone. We'll see. It's possible. But Austin Lugo says, Pat, will DJ be back tomorrow or he's still gone? If he's still gone, call DD Juice up. I'm kind of like losing faith about like the whole DD Juice thing just because, bro, I love Derek Dietrich, but clearly the Yankees don't feel the same way. I'd love to ask Derek Dietrich how he feels about like his current role because bro, it's not something that he should be used to, right? We're not talking about a guy who's like a career minor
yeah.
leaguer or someone who's used to going up and down. He's been a solidified major leaguer for quite some time now. So
Mm-hmm.
kind of not even getting the opportunity now is a little bit interesting. But I don't know if DJ is going to be back tomorrow. I believe his wife just had the kid today. Maybe he's back tomorrow, but I think Friday for sure.
Yeah, by Friday, then we're gonna lose possibly Voit for the entire weekend.
Yes, bro. Like it doesn't end. These players just don't know how to plan kids. No, I'm playing. I mean, no, but they really don't. Like they don't. Um,
Sorry.
but you know who I want to talk about too? He's not a Yankee. He's a Blue Jay. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., bro. Like, it's so
He's
stupid how this guy just kills the Yankees. Every time he comes to the Bronx, it's almost like a guaranteed bomb. You know that. Did you hear what I said or no?
Pat. I think you're spazzing out a little bit over there. You're breaking out on my end.
Okay. Well, I think the chat can hear me just fine, but all I'm saying is that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has been an absolute demon to the Yankees. That's kind of the only way to describe it. He probably dreams about playing in Yankee Stadium and just demolishing the Yankees every single chance that he could get, bro. Just because he's that good. And even tonight, like, he was fantastic. The dude went 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, had that home run. His 16th of the season, by the way. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has 16 home runs this season.
And 40 RBIs. Kid's a
Stupid
beast.
numbers. Do you think it's because of the weight loss?
I don't think it's the weight loss. I think the kid's very talented. Just think about it. On that roster alone, you have 3 former players' sons on the team together. You have Bo Bichette, whose dad was a phenomenal hitter. You have Biggio, 3,000 hitter, and Hall of Famer. And then you got Vlad Guerrero Jr. His dad was one of the best pure hitters in baseball for over 15 years.
I never heard of him.
So, former Long Island Duck who never played.
Wait, Vlad Guerrero played for the Long Island Ducks?
He signed with a team with Dontrell Willis around the same time, but he never showed up to a game.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Let's see. Bright says Jay Bruce might have had some better ABs than Gardner and Frazier before the middle of May. No, Jay Bruce was terrible. Literally terrible. I actually saw an article.
The only good
today.
thing.
Go on, Para.
No, you go first. Mine's.
Oh, okay. What I was saying was I saw an article today. I forgot who it was published by. It might have been, but it was a legitimate source. It might have been like the New York Times or New York Post or something. But they said Jay Bruce is not coming out of retirement to help the Yankees or Mets. Like, but whoever thought of that as a scenario to be possible, bro? Like, whoever suggested, oh, maybe Jay Bruce comes out of retirement. The fact that they wrote an article kind of denying that, who said that in the first place? I gotta see if I can find this article, bro.
Like, who wakes up and say is Jay Bruce going to come out of retirement to help the Yankees or the Mets? Like I said, the only good thing Jay Bruce did as a Yankee was save a defensive run at home. That's the only good thing he's done. It's the only good thing.
Para, look at this article. Ready? From NewJersey.com, which I can consider like a fairly reputable kind of outlet here. MLB rumors. Jay Bruce unretiring to help injury-depleted Yankees or Mets isn't an option. Who thought it was?
Like, how do you wake up and think
this was
about
an option?
He was from the New Jersey Advance.
I genuinely don't know what to even say about that. But that kind of pissed me off a little bit. But I think what we do need to take away from tonight is that the Blue Jays are a very good team. Like, I don't think that we could kind of like discredit the Blue Jays anymore just because they have a very good offense. And I think they also have a pitching staff that can surprise some people. I think kind of looking at the American League East right now, maybe it's because we haven't played the Red Sox yet, but I kind of view the Blue Jays as the biggest thorn in our side.
Is George Springer hurt again?
I guess. I guess. Like, I haven't really kept up with George Springer so far this season, but it looks like as soon as yesterday, he remains without a timeline. It says he's improving, but still no timeline, which doesn't make sense.
Honestly, I give credit to Grichuk because ever since the beginning of the season when Springer started the season. No, I give credit to him.
No, I know, but bro, I said, like, you mentioned the name and it just hurts inside because he's done nothing but destroy us, bro. Literally, he's done nothing but demolish us. Sucks. But Justin King says, Stanton, come save us. Stanton was eligible to come off the IL today. He didn't.
But why?
But what was the reason? Why is he not back? Like, I get
he's still getting paid, so he's getting paid. He's gonna come when he feels like coming back.
I don't think it's on him. I think it's on the Yankees. I think, like, if it was his decision, he would come back today, but I think the Yankees want to, like, ease him back in. You know what I mean?
For the easing, we're in. Hey, still.
Springer has neck things. There you go. Springer has neck things. But Para, let me ask you a question. Now, is this one of those cases like the Texas series, right, where the Yankees lose the first game and we look like we have no hope for the rest of the series, and they win? They basically win out. Or do you think it's like another series where the Yankees are kind of going to get demolished by the Blue Jays? Like, how do you see them progressing over these next 2 games? Do you think they bounce back and take 2 out of 3? Or do you think they either lose 2 out of 3 or get swept by the Jays?
Well, isn't this kid who's pitching tomorrow, isn't this his first career start?
I think so. Tomorrow.
I think this
It is Alek Manoah. It is his MLB debut. MLB.com says it's the Blue Jays' most anticipated debut since Nate Pearson. So apparently he's a solid pitching prospect. So expect him to dominate the Yankees in his debut. Just saying.
Yeah. If DJ is not in that lineup tomorrow.
If I had to make a prediction, if it all matters on 2 things, right? If DJ's on the lineup and if Stanton is in the lineup, bro, both big guys, kill me. But if Stanton is in the lineup as well, I think the Yankees win. And I think they can win the next 2 simply because Herman's on the mound tomorrow. He's kind of turned into that guy where I'm fairly confident when Herman pitches. It's a little bit of a different story when he goes up against the Blue Jays because it's still a little bit tough. But on Thursday, the Yankees have Monty on the mound. Right. It's Monty versus Robbie Ray. So I'm kind of fairly confident in that pitching matchup as well. I'm pretty sure Robbie Ray hurt us yesterday, though. I mean, not yesterday, last time around. Mm-hmm. But I think the Yankees could still take 2 out of 3. I'm not that confident in it, though.
I mean, it all depends on what the lineup's going to be like. If Stanton comes back and DJ's back after his paternity leave, I'll take it. I can see us scoring 5 runs tomorrow.
I wonder, wait, did DJ have a boy or a girl? Do you know?
I have no idea. I know it's his first child, but
if it's a boy, if he doesn't name it JD, I'm going to be pissed. Bro, DJ and JD, like, come on, give me a break.
JD LeMahieu, future Yankee.
You remember JD Drew on the Red Sox?
Oh my god,
bro, that dude like gives me nightmares. I don't know why. Chad, this is so off topic, but JD Drew was like my childhood like nightmare. Call me crazy, I don't know. But Jun Kang, I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. Maybe it's June. I don't know. Why do we suck against every division rival? You know, you make a point. However, the Yankees did play pretty well against the Rays last time around. So I guess if you told me this like a month ago, I'd be like, no, you're right. But like,
we haven't played the Red Sox so far. We haven't played the Red Sox yet.
That's why I think my mentality is a little bit twisted and how I'm like viewing the American League East as kind of lightly. You know what I mean? Just because we haven't played the Red Sox yet, so we haven't really been awoken. Is that a word? Awoken to like what their potential is.
And don't forget, next week we have play 4 games against Tampa at home, and then we play 3 games against the Red Sox.
It's going to be a very interesting 6 games, back to back.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Hopefully the Yankees could be fully healthy by then, right? Okay, Justin King says JD Drew was on the Yankees for a minute too. Is this true? Do I need to look this up?
Is he referencing to Steven Drew?
Yeah, no. JD Drew did not play for the Yankees. I think he's thinking about Steven Drew. Yeah, there's no way.
JD Drew had the like left bat. Oh my, he was just a killer, man.
No, yeah, but the thing is, like, if you look at his career stats, like, he wasn't that good. He has like 1 All-Star appearance, and that was in 2008. Like, he wasn't that good, but I feel like he just killed the Yankees.
He won the World Series with the Red Sox in 2007, right?
2007, yeah. Yeah, he was actually on the Red Sox until 2011. I didn't know that. I thought he retired after like 2009. But let's see. What do we have in the chat? Yankee Fan for Life says, why does it seem that everyone around the league is injured at the moment? I just think it's that time of year. Guys have been playing for a while now. Like, whatever they were battling through is now kind of like taking over. I don't want to call it like it's a sickness, but like, you know what I mean? Like, let's say a guy kind of started off the season with a bad hamstring. Like, now it's just progressively worse. So now he has to sit a little bit. Yeah. So I'm not really too concerned about any injuries. Knock on wood, the Yankees really haven't had too many so far. It's too many significant ones. But I just really hope Kluber's fine, bro. I mean, losing Kluber, we talked about this, but it would be so terrible. Damn.
I mean, right now, the Mets are in the position of our 2019 team. But they don't have that next up man.
Yeah.
They don't have the next man up mentality. No.
You know what they do have? Cameron Maybin.
Who do they have?
They do have Cameron Maybin.
The $1 man. The $1 Arizona lemon iced tea.
Is that not crazy? Is that not odd, bro? I didn't know you could pick up a guy for $1. Genuinely, like I thought that there was some sort of like union rights against that. Like Maben's still getting like a pretty contract from where'd they acquire him from? Miami? Could be wrong. I think Miami.
No, Chicago.
Chicago. They acquired him from Chicago. But I think he's still getting paid by them, and then the Mets just I don't know. It's weird. But Austin Lugo says, yeah, Pat, do the Yanks acquire Rob Refsnyder? He's been raking, hit another bomb today. The Yankees have absolutely no room for Rob Refsnyder. I forgot he was in the league up until like a week ago.
Who does he play with now? Minnesota?
Yeah. Apparently last year he played for Texas as well. I didn't know that.
He's a journeyman.
Bro, Bright says, imagine if the Mets had Edwin Encarnacion.
Where are they going to put him?
Wasn't Pete Alonso injured?
First base?
Yeah. I think Alonso's hurt, no?
Yeah, now they have James McCann playing first.
Do they actually?
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
This is second night in a row playing first base.
He's been really disappointing for them. As far as like I'm aware, like that sucks. But like, bro, I'm not one of those people who like deal. Yeah, bro, I'm not one of those people that like roots against the Mets. Like it's like, bro, I know I live in Queens, but it's like, bro, give the Mets a break. Like they're like little brother, you know? Like you want to see them do well.
Their fan base is disappointing though.
Okay, I agree with Brendan 1,000%. I feel like before 2010, teams would literally throw out the same lineup card every day and players would play more than 100 games. I don't know if this is just like looking back on my childhood, but I feel like, bro, as a kid, I would be able to look at the teams around the league, right? And I'd be able to name the lineup 1 through 9 for just about every team. And you would be fairly confident that would be kind of like what the lineup would be each and every day. Now, bro, I feel like teams go through 162 lineups every season, bro. It's crazy.
I agree. It's because either they're hurt or like a player would have a 13-game hitting streak, and then they would bat him because analytics say he's bad against lefties.
No, I know. It sucks. It sucks.
I think analytics in baseball really took over around 2015, 2016. I mean, they've been there forever, but it's really taken a toll on the sport in like 2015, 2016.
I think
that's when we really saw it.
I'd have to agree. Because I think after the Royals kind of did what they did in 2014, everyone kind of like adapted like the analytic wave there. And then you had like the Royals win it all in 2015. And then 2016 was kind of like the emergence of like the bullpen arm and how everyone like loved bullpen arms. Like Chapman and Miller were traded for a king's ransom. The Yankees capitalized heavily on that. Now, like relievers aren't really valued as high as they used to be. So that's kind of interesting. But we're so off on another topic here. But Yankees Blue Jays, right? Now they do have those 2 games left. Parra, let me ask you a question. I know like both of us really do think that like the Yankees are going to end up winning the American League East. I'm still 100% confident in that. But where do you think we see the Blue Jays kind of finishing off the season? 2nd, 3rd?
Damn. I definitely see
You want me to give you like a little perspective on what the standings look like right now?
Because I have an idea what it is right now. I know the Rays are in first. Red Sox are in second. Yankees are.
Yep.
So what are the Blue Jays right now? They're 25 and 24 or 24 and 23?
So I don't know if this is updated, but it says 24 and 23. Yeah, it says 24 and 23. Yeah, this is updated. So the Yankees, Red Sox, and Rays are all within 1 game of each other. And then the Blue Jays are 4.5 behind the Rays. So personally, if I'm kind of looking at it, I think the Yankees finish in first and the Blue Jays finish in second. I don't know if that's just me being like too high on the Blue Jays and kind of, I guess, because the Blue Jays have smoked us so far this season. But I think the Blue Jays finish in second.
And I think they're going to be the number 1 wild card team in the American League this year.
That would kind of be fun.
It is. Honestly, the Rays played the Blue Jays last year in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
So imagine this Blue Jays team against the Rays. That would be quite a series.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, I'm just talking, like, hypothetically right now, right? Because what we're looking at in the standings is obviously not what we're going to see at the end of the year. But let's say the season ended today. The Yankees and Red Sox will be playing each other in the wild card game at Fenway Park. Could you imagine that, bro? I'd be sick to my stomach. I would actually need like a bucket next to me during the game because I'd probably vomit like 15 times.
Do you think Chris
There you
Sale's
go.
going to come back this year?
Probably. I think he's expected to, right? I don't know what he's going to perform like. It's probably like a Sevy situation, right? Like the expectations aren't too high, but you're still expecting them to come back. But I knew we were going to get this comment at least once today. Pat, you look like Bo Bichette, shortstop Blue Jays. I probably get this at least like 3 to 4 times every time the Yankees play the Blue Jays. I personally don't really see it. I maybe get like the long hair, like I don't know. Shout out to you, old Jabaro, appreciate it. But listen, I think the bottom line from today's game is don't be too concerned about the Yankees as a whole, but be a little bit concerned about Corey Kluber. Hopefully tomorrow, they could kind of find out some good news. Yeah, hopefully by tomorrow we could have a better understanding, get some good news about Kluber, kind of find out that he's not missing too much time. But for now, we just sit and wait like little children. But that is going to wrap things up for today's post game. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. Bunch of links in the description. Discord, if you guys want to go join that. Merchandise, buy shirts, only like $10. Go for it. And also Newsbreak. Be sure to follow us on Newsbreak. We have exclusive post games and some exclusive content going up on there. So go follow us on there. We'll be live for tomorrow's pregame tomorrow at 6:00 p.m. Stay tuned for that. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace. Pray for Kluber. I love you, Corey Kluber. Stay healthy. Bye.